Okay.
Hey guys, it's Mark and Brenda here at, ready?
Bitcoin, say what?
And we are here to bring you some little bit of information about Bitcoin and anything on the blockchain, and a little bit of news that's going on and exciting stuff. And we've had an exciting day yesterday in the Bitcoin and crypto community. And Mark and I are just going to give you a little bit of information while you sip your coffee and we sip ours, and help educate our community. We're not experts in crypto and Bitcoin, but every little day that we learn more, we feel like we can help our community start to understand what a great potential investment opportunity is for you, and where the ecosystem and economy is going in the future. So anything you want to talk about, Mark, before we go on to our...
No, it's just people helping people. We keep it simple here. I'm a simple guy. So yeah, it's, every day is a journey. So, and our journey is to help people understand what we're talking about. Hopefully we do a good job of that. And you keep coming back. We're early risers, so we get out of the gate at 6:15 Central Standard Time in the on the internet here. So Brenda, let her rip.
All right, so let me go over something that I think is really exciting, and it is that Gary Gensler was voted by the U.S. Senate to be the SEC chair. And this is exciting news. I'm excited to see this. I was pretty confident it was going to happen, and I'm sure a lot of people were. They voted yesterday 53-45 to confirm him. And the nice thing about this is that Mr. Gensler is very much pro Bitcoin. He spoke at, let me just stop screen sharing this. He spoke at MIT and taught a blockchain course, and I'm going to show you just a small snippet of that as well. And so this is excellent for the adoption of cryptocurrency and Bitcoin in the community. So let me just show you a small snippet of a course that he taught, and this course is free, just so you guys know. And so,
free.
What's that?
We like free.
We do, yes. And give me about 10 or 30 minutes after that we're done streaming, and I'll post the link to the MIT course. I highly recommend you watch it. It's probably going to take you about a week or two to go through slowly if you want to do it slowly, but it's free. It's a great thing for your kids in high school, college, even yourself, just to start learning about it. And it's taught in like the Socratic method. And so he's an excellent teacher. I was so thrilled to watch the course myself. And it's going to autoplay as soon as I click on it. So just listen to maybe about 30 seconds of what he has to say here. So hang on.
I think there's only probably going to be a very limited use cases for native tokens. Native product specific tokens, like a fall coin or a restaurant review coin or a healthcare coin. I have my doubts about that. An economy-wide coin, a cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, I think there's more use, particularly if you have a weak central bank, a weak fiscal policy,
which we do.
A country like Venezuela in the future might adopt something. I think there's a lot to be said for permissionless, but permission systems versus traditional databases, I think also give something.
All right, so that just is a great indication where we think Gary Gensler is going to be going with adopting the United States to cryptocurrencies, which we totally need to. We're kind of behind the times. And so this was exciting news. So that's what I wanted to quick share this morning. And Mark, why don't you go on to anything either you want to add to this or go on to your news?
The beautiful thing about, I think that was on a YouTube channel. Boy, you get to sit in a class at MIT about economics, and there's a lot of this. This is just one. Okay. He did a great job. I tell you what, he seems like a type of professor that anybody could really enjoy and get a lot out of, because he really did the Socratic method and was just poking and asking questions and getting people to give them their thoughts. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. And there again, it's free. And how many great things like that in life do you get for free?
And it was at MIT. It was back in 2018, I believe. So it is a couple years old. So when you listen to it, realize it's not from 2020 or even this year. So if they talk in kind of like, oh, I wonder if this is going to adopt, I wonder if people are going to actually invest in this. It has happened already. So just understand the time frame when this was filmed, but it's they give you the basics of blockchain and Bitcoin. So in general, so that's it. Go ahead, dear.
Yeah, this ecosystem moves really fast and faster by the day. Okay, let me go over to my little guy here. I'm going to pull it up. Okay, can you see that, Brenda?
Not yet.
Okay, I am having, bear with me. I'm gonna X out of this. I apologize. I'm having technical difficulties. I have no idea where I am at. I apologize. I'm not.
You hit share.
I think I clicked on the article as opposed to clicking on share.
Right, you just go back to StreamYards and then just
I click on StreamYards
and hit stop share.
There I am. Wow. Hey, this is, it's a car crash on my behalf. Brenda's way ahead of me.
This is our first week. So
give me a second. I'm going to go. There we go. Let's see. Get me going here.
Just click on anything. You don't have to click on a specific one.
I'm almost there. I'm getting there. Please be patient with me. Is this it? Is that it?
Nope. All right. So we're going to go past you right now. And you're going
to. I would certainly go past me right now.
All right. So go back to StreamYards and then watch me and then try to figure it out. You can almost get to that point. So get it ready to go. And then I'm going to move on, dear.
One more second. Let's see if I click this correctly.
We probably have 0 viewers watching, and if we did get one, they're going to drop off right now.
I clicked on Chrome tab, and I clicked on share, and wait, here we go. I think I've got it. I am. Is that it?
Yep, finally, yes.
Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness. Okay. Well, this is my coiner quote of the day. Like the internet, Bitcoin will change the way people interact and do business around the world. And yep, that's basically what this is, folks. It's internet 3.0, and the world is just going to move faster, more efficient, permissionless, trustless. And this gentleman is a kind of a serial entrepreneur. He's developed several businesses in this arena, and basically his view of where the world is going. And I'm real excited to see all the little projects that will come out of this. And this is the way we're going. I always ask myself, is the world going to be more crypto-centric or less crypto-centric in 10 years?
Totally more.
All right, very good. I'm going to get out of that, Brenda.
All right.
All right, I just, hold on, I clicked my stop button.
Thank you. We don't need to know the details. You're just
I'm just asking for a little help here. I clicked on that, so I'm going to go back to StreamYard.
You're already back on it.
Oh, look at that. I'm telling you. Another 55 years and I'll master this thing. Okay, I'm sorry for that, kid.
All right. So this is actually something that I found really kind of like a, oh, wow. And maybe this should be interesting how this goes with Bitcoin. It might even make it more volatile. The new inverse Bitcoin ETF now lets investors short Bitcoin prices. Horizon Inverse Bitcoin ETF, BITI, aims to allow investors to take advantage of Bitcoin price volatility, says executive. Investors in Canada have 2 more outlets for Bitcoin exposure this week and now can even bet on the price crashing. In a press release April 14th, Horizon's ETF management confirmed that its 2 new exchange-traded funds, that's what ETF stands for, exchange-traded funds, would start trading on the Toronto Stock Exchange Thursday. So this is just a way, this is on Cointelegraph. I'll post the link in our description after the show, so you can go and read this yourself. That not only can people invest in cryptocurrency when price is going up, but they can also make some money as it's going down, which we know Bitcoin does go down like huge. It can go up and go down and go up and go down. And that's just how Bitcoin is. And so this is a way. Now, remember, ETFs are a way for people to get exposure to Bitcoin without actually holding the physical coin or the digital coin. It's not actually a physical coin. It's a digital coin, kind of physical though, I guess. It's a digitized, computerized token. So it is somewhere. But just keep in mind that when you buy that, and again, this isn't financial advice, that, would you rather, put it this way, in my simple terms, would you rather own like a paper token of your home, or would you rather own your own home? And so the same thing with this, would you rather own a paper token of Bitcoin, but not the actual Bitcoin, or would you rather hold the whole coin? So when these ETFs offer this to people, you can totally make some financial gains out of it, but then you still don't physically own the coin. The fund does. And so you just have to decide. So maybe this is a way for you to step into the community and start to invest in Bitcoin. And I don't know if this is out there for people who just don't want to set up a Coinbase and it's kind of a pain, or some people feel it's a pain to set up, a Gemini account and then get their own physical cold wallets. But I think that they try to maybe scare the people. This is my opinion, that, we're not capable of getting our own crypto. And so I'm just saying that, maybe work with a professional who's someone's in the community that can help you, not a professional, but just someone who's set up their own wallet already and it can help you get invested in it as a physical coin yourself. But, ETFs are a great option if you, don't want to have a physical coin and worry about it. But I thought that was actually quite interesting. Now they're setting up ETFs to short the market. So I was like, wow.
And there has to be, actually, in some respects, the article's a little kind of, maybe the headlines maybe a little bit misleading, but in markets, I think you do need to have longs, what they call longs and shorts. That actually probably creates a more stable environment, because you are going to have people that are going to say, oh, I think it's too high, or, oh, I think it's too low, or, so that's kind of maybe that's showing actually a little bit more of maturity as a market moving forward. So this is actually probably a good thing, and may even make the Bitcoin space less volatile, which is
I don't know. I would say that I think there's two sides to this coin, and I think that it's one of the ways is that it's actually, what's that?
I said pun intended, right? No pun intended.
That I think it's a way for the other financial, I'm going to speak in kind of cryptic terms here, the other financial world that exists right now, that they want to be relevant. And so they want to offer all opportunities for their current investors so that that whole economic platform stays relevant. So they're offering different versions of the real thing on their side. And then but I do think that, if they can start shorting the markets, I know they do that now, and a lot of people don't like the fact that they can do that now. This could add a lot more volatility personally, So, if we have a big Bitcoin run, can they cause it like with the whole, GameStop thing would happen? I don't know.
Sure.
It'll be interesting, but I think at least it lends itself credibility that crypto is here, because they're starting to do the exact same thing on the crypto side.
Sure. But maybe we're a little bit different, maybe just because of our point of view. Maybe we can find somewhere where that we can, shake that out and get a little more information in that space, so people understand what that truly means. And that includes us, getting more knowledgeable in that space. Okay.
I just have to say that, of course, the time that we're streaming, and we're babysitting our grand dog, Honey Bear, and she is literally right at my heels right now, dying for attention. So I'm trying to not only manage the stream and screen share, but I've got my hand down here trying to keep her quiet so she doesn't.
And then manage me.
We won't go there.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to do one more thing I'm going to talk about, and then you're up next. So we're going to talk about this one, Mark. And this one is the German Digital Stock Exchange will now list the physical Litecoin ETP. And the London-based ETC Group, the firm responsible for listing the first crypto exchange product in Germany's digital stock exchange, will now offer a new listing for Litecoin. In an announcement today, the ETC Group said its physical Litecoin exchange traded crypto under the ticker ELTC will be launched on Deutsche Extra on April 14th. So this is the first Litecoin's product on the exchange, and just another thing again to offer instead of instead of you buying the physical Litecoin, on Gemini, Coinbase, etc., yourself, and then storing it in your cold wallet. Now in Germany, they're able to have exposure to Litecoin through this ETP, and I just thought that was. It just seems like all of a sudden all this stuff is starting to come out. And as far as I know right now, Bitcoin, Litecoin, and XRP all have ETPs. And so those are called exchange traded products. And again, it's just one more solidification that crypto is here,
Mm-hmm. Is that, maybe you don't know this answer, so I'll just ask it. Is ETP similar to the ETF here? Is it just called something different?
The only thing I can understand about it is ETP is just the individual, and then ETF is a fund. And so I believe our funds out here that we have in the US is the funds are, they say, well, this Bitcoin ETF has some exposure to Bitcoin. How much?
The mutual fund.
Yeah, but how much Bitcoin? I mean, when you say, I'm going to get a Bitcoin ETF, that it's just, loaded with Bitcoin, and it might just have, like a fraction of it. It's like, how much Bitcoin is actually in there? Are you going to actually tell me how much is in that? So,
right.
Anyways.
Absolutely.
But it's just, all this stuff is starting to come out now, and it just seems like after Coinbase just went yesterday, the IPO. And then now it just seems like, we got Litecoin, XRP, XRP just, did something. So anyways.
Okay, cool.
All right. So you're up, dude.
I'm up. Okay. All right, people.
Let's pray.
Yeah.
I'm Catholic. Please, let's pray. Don't even look at me. Just keep going.
Guys, this is watching sausage being made, okay? It may not be beautiful, but everybody enjoys it in the end.
I'm getting my Hail Marys going. Hail Mary. Hurry up.
Bear with me. Okay, here we go. I'm a third of the way in.
Oh my gosh.
I'm almost there. This takes a little bit of time to work through this here, kiddo. All right, here we go. Please.
Maybe Mark needs to get up a little early. There we go. Perfect. Beautiful.
Boom. See? Hey, I'll tell you what, it takes me 50 times, but I get it. Okay. CEO says PayPal's crypto commerce may reach $200 million in volume in just months. I'm going to scroll down here real quick as the price of Bitcoin continues to reach new all-time highs. Major corporations with existing crypto offerings in place are beginning to discuss grand plans for the future. Most recently, Dan Schulman, CEO of PayPal, hinted at future developments for PayPal's crypto offering during Forbes 2021 Blockchain 50 Symposium, Crypto Goes Corporate, an online event that took place on April 13th. Oh, that was just a day or two ago. Okay. So I am going to get out of this. Or no, I'll just leave. Can you hear me, Brenda?
Yeah. So what do you want to say about it other than reading it?
No, it's just, PayPal is just another on-ramp to getting into crypto. You can buy crypto on PayPal, and they're going to start to offer many different things that are out there, and that they're all financial ways to access the cryptocurrency market. So this is just making it easier, faster, better, stronger. It's the old $6 million man, the Bionic Man mantra. So it just PayPal is, and everybody knows what PayPal is, right? Yeah. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's just making this easier for, we'll call it the average consumer, to kind of on-ramp into digital currencies.
It is.
And $200 million seems, it's not a ton, but we're talking in months.
Sure.
Okay? And this is just literally starting as of now. So I am going to click out of this.
So you can click out and get back, so go ahead and do all that while I'm talking here. So what I would say is that if again, this isn't financial advice, but this is what I would tell my children for my mother financial advice. I would say if you want to buy a little bit of crypto on PayPal just because it's easier and you've got a PayPal account and blah, 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 blah. But if I'm not mistaken, you cannot take maybe you can on PayPal. I don't know. I have to check this out. I don't believe you can get your crypto off of PayPal because when we first got into Bitcoin, I wanted to go get some on PayPal because the price was dropping and I could use my credit card on PayPal. So I thought, I can quick use, my credit card and quick get some, Bitcoin because the price was dropping and it was real fast. And then I read, I believe, saying, you can't take it off our PayPal exchange. And I didn't want to leave it on there. And so, they always say, not your keys, not your Bitcoin, not your crypto. Just be careful, read all the fine details to make sure that once you buy it, you can actually take it off of there and hold it yourself. So that way it's not stuck on their exchange, because if they ever get hacked, your stuff's, at risk, kind of a thing. So, anyways, can you hear the dog?
Yes, I can hear.
He's special.
I thought that was my stomach rumbling. I'm a little hungry this morning.
All right, so I'm going to be sharing this here.
Okay.
I'd like to share just a quick idea. I put this out the other day. And so some people who might be watching us down the road, we're here to offer just kind of advice for people who are getting new into crypto and how to get just the average person, into Bitcoin. Especially, we're kind of more prone to Bitcoin ourselves. And so, because we feel like it's the granddaddy and the one that's going to support the whole system to survive and go. And so sometimes people are like, I don't have 62,000 or 63,000 because that's what Bitcoin's trading for. You can purchase for it now. You don't have to buy the whole coin. You can buy fractions of it, but then some people don't even have $1,000. And so I did this tweet here and it says how to stack your sats. And a sat is a Satoshi, which is a fractionized portion of Bitcoin. So up by us, gasoline is going up. And so the other day I went past the gas station and it was $3.09 a gallon. And I'm like, geez, Louise, $3.09. And then I went shopping at Costco maybe 4 or 5 hours later. And then I thought, I got to get gas. So I went and got gas at Costco and it was $2.79 a gallon there. So I'm not saying that Costco is always going to be cheaper, but if you can, start paying attention, because gas is one of those things that you have to get every week and sometimes twice a week, depending on how far you drive, maybe 3 times a week. And so you really, I think, should be looking at the things that you are needing to buy all the time and where you can get them at the cheapest. And so I said, I save 30 cents a gallon over the course of a whole year. That would be $375 that I would save filling up. And that's a 13-gallon tank twice a week. And I put in there, keep your eyes peeled for ways to stack your Bitcoin. So if you're disciplined enough, you would say, okay, this week I'm going to, go to Costco or wherever is your cheapest place to go and, get your Bitcoin. And get your gas, and then you can actually take that money and at the end of the week say, okay, honey, put it on an Excel spreadsheet. That's what I do. Every time I decide not to go and maybe pick up, fast food somewhere or for dinner, if I'm being, kind of lazy as a mom, in my opinion. And then I decide, we're just going to go to Chick-fil-A or something. I'm like, well, that's easily $25 saved. And so by us not going, then I make dinner home. And then I figured, okay, dinner was $10. So I actually saved us $15. You have to kind of, account for that. And then I've been keeping an Excel spreadsheet, and then we can just keep buying it. And that's called, what is it called? Dollar
cost averaging.
Yes. And so can you explain people what that is if they don't know what that is?
Honestly, this is the way I've always looked at dollar cost averaging. Okay. So you get a bill every month, right? For, let's say, whatever, your car payment, electric bill or whatever, and you pay it every month, roughly at the same time. Well, that's the inverse of dollar cost averaging. So except that the average is the same every month. So let's say you just take $100 first day of the month, every month till eternity, $100, $100, $100 for the end of the year. It's $1,200. What that does, it evens out the highs and the lows of any asset, whether it's a stock or it's Bitcoin. It just evens it out. It makes it simple.
So are you saying, if you're saying, like, if I had at the end of this week $45 that I thought I kind of saved our family by being frugal around, town and stuff like that. That even if Bitcoin this weekend goes up from 63,000 and it's all of a sudden this weekend 74,000, would you say still dollar cost average in?
Yeah.
Or would you say, okay, can you explain why? Because most people would be like, oh my gosh, it's high.
Because you said so the way what you represented was half the coin, not the whole coin. Okay, so what happens when it's 53 and you're buying at 53? See, the time is indiscriminate. You're just putting it in. I'll use for round numbers, $100 first of the month, every month, like clockwork. I mean, it's like it's like, okay, it's automatic. In fact, they have systems in place that you can with some of the exchanges you can DCA or dollar cost average in, and a lot of people are doing it. It's no different than if you were to do that. Say you have automatic withdrawal from your work and you have it put into your 401k, and you say, hey, take out 25%. That's the same thing. It's just a simple. You're not guessing. You're not betting up. It's a long-term hold or a hodl in the Bitcoin.
HODL. We'll talk about that later. Yes.
Okay. So that's that.
So basically, don't pay attention to if it's crazy going up or crazy coming down. Just buy it as long as you're investing. Dollar cost averaging.
Yeah, you'll drive yourself crazy. You got life, you got kids. The world's happening. You got stuff, but you're interested in the technology. You're interested in the asset part of Bitcoin. So you take your money, you plunk it down. And
it's not necessarily what I'm suggesting is not necessarily saying take more money and put aside, because you never know when there's an emergency that's going to come up. So I'm not necessarily suggesting that like, oh honey, can we afford another $300 this month in Bitcoin? Let's say you're getting really excited about investing in it. It's about cutting back in areas that you can save and you normally would have spent.
Yeah.
And so then it's just really nothing additional out of your budget that how you're investing in it. So it's just small little micro things that you can be changing. And I'm going to talk about that, I think, every week, because I've got a lot of great ideas how to save. I've been a stay-at-home mom for 25 years. And so I've figured with 3 boys that are in a lot of sports and competitive debate. And we did a lot of expensive stuff with the boys, so I figured out ways to cut corners to make things work. So I'm hoping to help the community realize that even if they don't have a huge income base or they're strapped with a lot of other expenses, that there's ways to still invest in Bitcoin and still get exposure. So
yeah, it's aligning your priorities. Sometimes it's just, hey, I'm interested in arena, so if I'm going to dabble into it, I think it's always interesting when you it's like this. I'll give it a perfect example. I occasionally play poker with the guys. We hang out. You put $20 down. You're playing all night long. You have a vested interest. It's amazing how much more involved you become when you plunk the money down. So this is my point. It's a small, dip your toe, and that's how all things in life. If you have questions, dip your toe in, ask questions. YouTube is full of videos. We're here every morning, or at least try to be here every morning, to answer questions and to be able to give you some information from a real base level. I mean, Brenda and I get up, go to work every day, handle stuff around our house, and I'm a simple guy. I like things very kind of relaxed and steady as she goes. So I think this is really a great way for you to kind of slowly go about doing your life, and maybe building a little bit of a asset base in your house.
All right, so here we're going to move on to something we were talking earlier this week. I was talking about Origin Trail. And again, this is an altcoin, which is, again, an altcoin is anything that is not Bitcoin. And again, our personal opinion, not financial advice, that Bitcoin is the main investment that we feel is right for our family's future, because it is the granddaddy and the base of everything. But I do like this one. I just think the fact that there are other altcoins that might have some use cases in the future and a whole different, economy that's happening. And so our Origin Trail, we talked earlier this week, is, and check out our other videos out if you haven't watched it. They do food tracing of the food supply chain, manufacturing tracing as far as, how something is made, how a shoe, where a shoe or a t-shirt, the whole supply chain of that has happened. And we talked yesterday or 2 days ago, certificates and degrees are going to be traced in there so that you can make sure that whoever you're hiring, company or individual, actually their certificates that they hang on the wall are actually legit, or what they put on their websites are legit. And then here's one more thing that Origin Trail does, is that this is factory, making sure that the factories you're dealing with are trusted. And here they're making sure that not only are they can show that they've been audited in reference to checking for the protocols of emissions, and probably factory testing, that they've been audited as far as their employees, that everything that they're doing with their employees is going according to whatever other regulations involved. And so you want to make sure that when you're in this type of line of work, that who you're hiring or who you're getting your supplies from are all kind of doing things the way they should be, and not kind of doing it kind of on the side there. So it's just one more way for authentication of these companies. And so go check out origintrail.io. Again, the .io is just mean it's a website on the blockchain. So don't get scared of that. So and then do you have anything else you need to share, dude?
I can't find my tab. The original one I went to, I think I deleted it. So I could go.
What you were talking about?
It was about Filecoin and VideoCoin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I can
Are you
go
asking me to share it?
No. You have the ability to, or can I just go up into history and pop it down and put it in there? Is that?
Let's not try to do that with you.
Let's not reinvent the wheel. But let me go back to what you were just talking about with Origin Trail. This, I think what I'm gathering out of all this is, this is about a value system. Okay. And what I mean by that is, let's say where the fruit, let's say your grapes, where your grapes come from. And you're like, it's real important to me that I get these organic grapes. Okay. So you placed a value on those grapes. So you now will have the ability to say, what did they spray? Who did it? How the grapes are handled. You're a little bit more involved there, or involved up to the point you would like to be in that supply chain, which is kind of cool, because now you feel like you have more of a vested interest. And I think at some point down the road in all this, you may find that you will invest, say, in certain companies that are, the grape supplier or whatever. I see this where this maybe not immediately, but 5, 6, 10 years down the road, then all of a sudden you find that you're like, oh, the American Grape Company, I buy from them. I like their system. I'm fully engaged. I know where their product is and where it's coming from and how it's grown and everything. I think that's a really cool thing, because I think that's where we're going with really the kind of the Internet 3.0 and cryptocurrency.
So do you remember what you were going to say about the video coin?
Yeah. So it was about Filecoin, as we were talking at the beginning of the week. Filecoin is a decentralized, basically, storage area. Okay. And they have partnered with VideoCoin, and VideoCoin needs a place to store videos. Okay. It seems kind of like, where do you store video? It's like not on anything physical. But so the thing that I got out of it was, it's kind of cool, because they said that right now Filecoin has the ability, I'm gonna try to quote this the best I can. They have enough storage through the network, decentralized network, that they can store up to 1,300 million 1-hour videos currently. A day or a month? It's something crazy. And I apologize. This is on me. I messed up and lost my tab, so didn't lose it. I got rid of it unintentionally. But that's pretty incredible. I mean, we're talking about just having this is the leader in this group, Filecoin, of this is what a decentralized network. This is already happening. I mean, and we're only talking about Brenda, we're at 1% maybe integration in this area, possibly.
Yeah, less than that, yeah.
The way and less than that probably. So when this starts to reach full adoption, it's going to be thousands times that. So very cool. Especially like with Dan and Joe, our sons and stuff, where they do a lot of video work and stuff, being able to store. And the cost was half of what traditional costs were per minute. It was like 25. No, it was like 2 cents per minute. Versus 5 cents per minute.
So Mark was referring to our sons, and then we're going to move on because we're getting way over time here.
Okay.
Our sons are in the videography business, and so they make actual motion films, like 90-minute films, or making music videos for big bands, or do they call them bands anymore?
I don't know. Let me go check my album.
Do they call them bands? What do they call them now?
See if I can find my 8-track player.
I don't know. After I said it, I was like, my kids
we gotta, what we should do, Brenda? I know this is going way off track, but I think we should go find an old 8-track player and bring it and show it. I think that would be just such a stitch. All right.
Anyway, so they do music videos too for these groups. Maybe they're called a group now. I don't know. But anyways, and so there's tons of storage that they need to store their stuff on. So anywho, let's move on. And I am going to talk about word of the day. And the word of the day that I want to talk about is scarcity. So Bitcoin is a very scarce asset. And right now, the IRS code for the United States shows that Bitcoin is a physical asset like gold. And that's why I have the gold bar behind it, because they some people kind of say that Bitcoin is a digital gold. And so it's scarce. And so what do we mean by it? Anything that's scarce, we want to have, correct? And so it's a scarce asset. There's only, of course, 21 million to be mined. And right now we have 18,862,725 in the circulating supply. And so there's not that many left to be mined. And it's going to take almost 100 years to mine the balance of this. The whales and humpback whales are never going to sell. And who are the whales and humpback whales? Those are the ones with the largest amount of investment into Bitcoin. And a lot of them just buy it and hodl it. And hodl means to hold it. And they just store them in their cold storage wallets, and they're probably never going to sell. And so why is that relevant, and why does that make Bitcoin even more scarce? Is because if the whales and humpback whales, again, the largest investors, probably will have no intentions of selling their Bitcoin, that just means that they're not going to put it back into the circulating supply for you potentially, or someone else, or your kids, 10 years from now, to buy up. And so as people take it and hold it, that just means it's not available to be purchased again. MicroStrategies and Tesla right now are the two companies that have bought billions of dollars in Bitcoin already. And they're the leading ones right now, just kind of showing the rest of the corporations like, hey, are you going to start buying Bitcoin? We are. We're showing that we're that confident. And they're the smartest ones right now because they're getting it at such a good price. And we talked about the other day that even NBA, that one, Mark, what was the NBA team that's paying their guys?
The Sacramento Kings.
Okay, and pension funds overseas are starting to invest into Bitcoin. Ours in the U.S. aren't. Again, we're kind of behind the times. But as we see moving forward, as people start and companies start, I spelled the word pension wrong. I put PN funds. Nice, good job there, Brenda. Anyway, yeah.
Women are creating a new word.
Yes. So again, it's a scarce asset. It can be created to be exact opposite of the fee. It was created to be the exact opposite of fiat currency, which means it's going to be a store of value. It's fixed, limited supply of coins, and the miners now are starting to hodl the coin. And so let me get out of this here, stop the screen share. And so as I'm petting Honey Bear down below, could you hear her growling? Anyways, I digress. So the word of the day is scarcity, and to realize that most of cryptocurrency does not have a limit to it. Bitcoin there's a few that do. Bitcoin is the one, and you know, start getting it, because you know there's at some point we're going to run out of it. So, and then did you have anything else, or do I have the final thing that I want to share?
No, just on that.
No, I still got something to talk about, dude.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Keep going.
Yes. And I wanted to share this kind of funny thing. This is my Bitcoin thing. There are two ways to conquer and enslave a country. One is by the sword. The other is by debt, by John Adams. I guess that's not really that funny, is it?
Yeah, that's really, whew.
That was a little like on the dark side, but
Yeah.
so it's just a, you know, something to think about. And I got one more thing I want to share you. This is again eToro. So I'm not promoting eToro at all, but I just thought that the commercial was kind of funny.
New phone they announced?
Nah, I don't really need it.
So you kind of want it.
Well, yeah, but it's like $1,000.
So what better way could you use $1,000?
You could buy Bitcoin and over a dozen other cryptocurrencies on eToro.
That sounds like a pretty good idea.
Yeah, what are you going to do with your grand?
Guacamole.
What?
You heard me.
Anyways, I digress. I thought that was just kind of funny. Again, I'm not promoting eToro. I just thought it was funny that people are starting to talk even around the water coolers. Again, if that's the thing that people even say nowadays. But
yeah, but I think you are privately trying to push guacamole, to be quite honest.
everybody needs to eat more guacamole. It's really good for you. It's got it's good amino acids, just so you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's all I have to talk about today. So anything else before we sign off? We're on 41 minutes here.
No, just keep educating, keep asking questions, keep digging deep, and you're going to get an education. You'll be more enlightened, and you just know a little bit more every day. That's it.
All right. So we are on a new platform streaming, so we're going to try to end this. So Mark, I would suggest after I end the broadcast, if you can just close down the laptop to make sure that people aren't watching you.
Yeah,
can we just comment that Mark has this really, I have no idea that Mark has these really old-fashioned wooden boats behind him on his green screen, and it's like he's in Italy or something right now.
I am. I'm in Vienna.
And I'm at this boring thing. I don't know why you get the nice background. I got this boring wood thing behind me.
I'll switch with you. You can
Anyways,
come hang out in the boat.
Mark has his own show because we run a remodeling business. He has his own show, and so this is the set that he uses for his show. So we gotta make Mark feel like he's like a big dog or something. Anyways, all right, thanks guys. Tomorrow we'll just give you more information, and like, share, subscribe, all the jazz. You know what everybody says. And before we hang up, let's make sure that we play this.
Bitcoin say what?
So thank you guys.
All right, see ya.